Hello guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mila Adliani. Firstly, I wanna explain about definition to English variation. Especially we choose Arab Saudi and Singapore. Okay, there are two circles. This is expanding circle and outer circle. Firstly, expanding circle is reference to countries that recognize English as important foreign language. Namun di dalam negara-negara ini tidak ada sejarah kolonisasi dari bahasa penutur yaitu bahasa Inggris dan juga tidak memiliki atau memberikan status administratif pada bahasa Inggris sendiri. Jadi biasanya negara-negara ini mempelajari bahasa Inggris itu hanya untuk berkomunikasi secara internasional atau untuk ke luar negaranya saja. Seperti China, Jepang, Korea, Rusia dan beberapa negara-negara Arab sana ya. Dan yang kedua itu the second is outer circle. Outer circle is mengacu pada negara-negara yang have a history kolonisasi dengan bahasa Inggris itu sendiri, terutama di negara Inggris ataupun Australia, Amerika maksudnya. Where English has become an integral part of the main institution of the country and serves as an important second language. Jadi biasanya negara-negara ini memakai bahasa Inggris itu menjadi bahasa kedua mereka, yaitu second language mereka ya. In this country, bahasa ini memiliki status administratif atau yang bisa disebutnya dengan legalnya ya. Dan juga bahasa Inggris di sini biasanya digunakan menjadi digunakan di dalam pendidikan, di dalam pemerintahan atau di dalam komunikasi secara internal ataupun eksternal ya. Gitu. Contohnya seperti di Singapura, India, Filipina dan Nigeria juga Kenya.
Hi everyone, let me introduce myself first. My name is Cynthia Dharma and everybody used to call me Tia. Okay, here I am. I will explain to you all about how many English speakers in Arab Saudi and then in Singapore. But for the first, I will explain about how many English speakers in Singapore first. Okay, let's check it out. In Singapore, English is the most widely spoken language and has the largest number of speakers among the other language country. And then according to data, about 48.3% of Singaporeans are English speakers. You know guys, Singapore has been the main languages in the country since 1965 and then widely used for education and daily life. And did you want to know the fact about the Singapore is known also the best country speaking in Southeast Asia. You know, the ranking is the second in the world of English proficiency index with the score 631. And then if you want to know guys, the best on population data in English speakers in Singapore is around 4,839,400 million people. You know, this is make the Singapore become the main language English in that country. But the uses of the English for education and government and everyday life. Okay, that's it. Okay, I would like to continue to explain about how many English speakers in Arabic, but let's go for the next explanation. Here we go. I will explain to you all about English speakers in Arab Saudi. And then here we go. In Arab countries, English is estimated to be spoken by 27%. And then in the Arab countries, even though Arab is the main and officially language in that country. And then you know guys, English is popular as a second language in Arab countries among the younger generation for educational context and in business context. And then if you want to know overall, there are 1.4 billion English speaking worldwide, including both native and non-native speakers. And then you know guys, Arab has the largest number speaker, but they make become English variation. And then you know, estimate in Arab country who speaking English in that country is around 527 million people. And then if you want to know guys, English is important in Arab countries, and then many people in Arab countries learn and use English as a second language or foreign language. Okay guys, that's it about explanation how many English speakers in Singapore and Arab countries. Okay.
Hi guys, I am Rosanti Kusumawardani, and here I want to explain the characteristic of language variation from Singapore and Arabic countries. First of all, the Arab have Singlish, That means Singapore English. And the point one, local slang. Usually terms and idioms from various local language, such as lah, lor, and le. Like, kan lah, bisa atau of course gitu. What you doing gitu. And then, point two, simple structure. Sentences are often more direct and simple, and contain words from Malay, and Mandarin, and Tamil. I have one example like this one very siok. Is that mean ini sangat enak gitu. Siok itu berasal dari bahasa Melayu. Jadi ada karena mereka berdekatan ya, jadi ada unsur budayanya di sini. And then point 4, diverse pronunciation influenced by the native language of the speakers. Yep. And the last, many colloquial terms are derived from local language. And the last one, Arabic English. Yeah, Arabic speakers often have different intonation patterns with emphasis on certain syllables that may not be present in English. And then some consonants sound in English, such as P and V, may be pronounced as B and F because they don't exist in Arabic. For example, very can sounds like berry, yeah, very nice, like that, yeah. Sentence structure number 2, yeah. Usually Arabic people may use simpler or direct sentence structure, sometimes eliminate the subject or object if it is obvious from the context. Yep. Like, I got to the market yesterday should be I went to the market yesterday, due to the influence of Arabic sentence structure. Last but not least, cultural expressions. The use of expression or idiom derived from Arabic culture may appear in conversation. Like, this food is very delicious, mashallah. This food is very delicious, mashallah. And then, I'm the good wife, inshallah. Yeah, just like that. Maybe just like maybe this all for me. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.
I think the future of English variation will be grow more and more. Apalagi saat ini banyak banget singkatan-singkatan yang digunakan dalam sosial media yang sudah terintegrasi, and then banyak banget content creator yang memakai variasi bahasa-bahasa dari negara lain, terutama dari bahasa Inggris gitu. Mereka juga menggunakan singkatan-singkatan itu untuk menjadi variasi bahasa mereka.
So, the future of language variation influenced by globalization and technology. Language will continue to transform, adapting to the needs of user and reflection social diversity. So, jadi variasi bahasa juga membuka ruang untuk inovasi dan kreativitas dalam ekspresi budaya. Pelestarian variasi bahasa juga penting ya untuk memperkuat identitas budaya dan nasional.
And then guys, in my opinion, the variation of English in the future it can be possible because of the sum of factors. Mungkin beberapa faktor yang akan menyebabkan munculnya dialek baru, like kemajuan teknologi, globalisasi, and then interaksi budaya. You know guys, the variation of English in the future it can be possible like what I say before, and then Milah mentioned before, because of we have a content creator here now in social media, a lot of content creators, and then you know in the not just in content creator but some like big company sekarang itu harus menggunakan bahasa Inggris terutama untuk menjadikan mereka kandidat-kandidat yang terbaik di tempat kerjanya mereka. Itu akan memprovide generasi selanjutnya dan seperti generasi Alpha untuk menjadikan new English variation in the future. That's all from me, that's in my opinion. And then the last,
Thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.